everyone. Kathy back with Big Barn Blooms. It's watering can day again. Except a little bit different design this time. Okay, I'm looking for some goodies here. So bear with me as I make a mess. There we go. Things are falling down. Digging around in my studio. Okay. Hi. Hi guys. Sorry about that. I'm like, ooh, I forgot to get those out. So we're going to do this vintage watering can. This is actually European. It's actually European antique. And it's my personal one. So I'm kind of decorating it so I can put it in with my spring decorating. So I thought I would take you guys along and show you what I'm going to do with this. This is going to be so dreamy and soft spring. Look at these colors. Let me set this aside. So look at all these colors. Is that pretty? So this is going to be just really soft, pretty spring, just pinks, whites, and greens. And I might start it out just whites and just show you can add a little soft pink to it. Because you know me, I'm still on the fence. Do I add color to my spring? I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, let me get this set up and let's get going on this. This is a fun one, and this will be a full arrangement. This isn't just going to be built on the top like I did that little one. This will be full on. It's going to be really pretty. So let's see here. Get this going. Hi Dee. Hi Frenchie. Frenchie, okay, I should have looked at the stats before. Okay, I'm going to sign off this one and go back to normal. Because Frenchie, I think that yours, well, I'll look later and I'll tell you for sure. And I saw your picture that you sent me. I just haven't had time to comment. I had to clean today, big time. Oh, this place was a wreck. But your basket, I think, has well over 4,000 likes. Like 300 shares. It's crazy. It's like, it's got its own little viral going on. I love it. So, anyway, bravo, Frenchie. That's really cool. Let's see. Georgia, hi, I'm new to your page. I came across one of your posts. Oh, Georgia, welcome. I'm glad you found me. That's awesome. So I have all my, Georgia, just for information, I do my lives, you know, I'll announce them, but then I post them so you can always watch them on replay over and over again. We're going to be moving them to YouTube soon. So we were working on the computer again today, trying to get that going. Also, I got a few DMs from people. Hi Deanna, hi Kathy, hi Leanne, wanting the bunny dough bowl as a kit. I'm right there, but so it did end up selling out for in person. I had a few more spots left, and then boom, everybody's like, no, I want in on that class. So I'm like, okay. So they were all prepaid because my making takes at my house, you have to prepay, so that I learned the hard way on that one around Christmas time. Anyway. What I'm trying to say is we're trying to turn it into a virtual, but because these people prepaid, I have to hear from each one of them that they're okay with me not scheduling it in person. We'll take it to virtual and they can pick up their kit. So, or if there's two that are insistent they want to do it in person, so maybe we'll find a way to have maybe Bob, my husband, film while I'm teaching it in my kitchen. So we'll see. So I'm right there because I answered, like Dee, I answered you just a little bit ago. There were so many DMs on it, and who else? Annie, I think Annie did. There's so many DMs, I didn't get to them all today. So that's where we're at, waiting to hear from a few, and then hopefully we can come together with a price, with packaging, mailing, everything. The price will go up because, of course, I got to mail it, but we'll work on that. So anyway, and let's see. Hi, Sandy. So I'm excited. That'll be a fun one. So I do want to kind of do kits again. They're fun to do. So, but part of that is getting my YouTube organized and going, because when you do a kit, you get a link. You get a little card in your kit with a link to the YouTube, my YouTube, which I know I've gotten people subscribing in the last 2 weeks, but it's not published right now because I used it for my coaching group. So what we'll do is if you buy a kit, you'll get the kit in the mail, and I will pre-record. I won't do it as a live on here because you guys are paying for that. So it'll be a kit with a link, a card with a QR code. You hit it, takes you right to my YouTube link. It'll be an unpublished YouTube video. Yeah, that's the word. Anyway, so that's what we're working on. So all the kinks are getting worked out. We had this all worked out a couple years ago before I got sick. So we've got to get it all back up and running. So that's where we're at. And we're right in the middle of Easter. I'm like, darn it. Gosh, I wish all this background stuff was done, because I have to rely on other people, because I'm like, I have no clue with computers and all this. I have a hard time just getting this phone on and getting this iPad on. So bear with me. But anyway, so we're close. Anyway. Okay, who else is on? Sandy. Hi, Sandy. So this will be a fun one. So what I do, this can's a little dirty. I didn't even hose it off, because it always stays like on my porch or on my back patio. And I just wedge foam in it every season. And then I pull it out and take it apart and redo it. So if you ever think about investing in a vintage can, it's worth it. And then just change your flowers out every season. So I have a bunch of things here that we're going to use. Maybe not all of them, but I picked different things for different reasons. So, like, I love these guys. These were Michael's actually a few years ago, but look how these drape. This is a great draping. So now everybody's going to say, hey, can you tell me what this is, that is? The majority of these, let me see, like this is this year's spring Michael's. This is this year's spring. These are my personal blooms, so all I can say is try to find something that looks like this. So I have a stash of flowers that are my own flowers that I don't mix with my business inventory. Does that make sense? So I can't tell you what the SKUs are. Some of these, like these, are about 10 years old. I use them over and over and over again. So like I said, don't reinvent the wheel. You guys just add and take away. So these were Michael's last year. They're really cool. These were, there's another one of those. See, I got a big old mess I just went and grabbed from my stash. These were Michael's probably 4 or 5 years ago. As you can see, some are cut, some are bent. This is my personal stash. So we're putting a bunch of my personal staff. I did grab these two that I'll probably use. Then I'll have to get them out of my business inventory. So that's where I'm at with these, and these are my personal stash. I use these because people ask me about these all the time. If you saw the reel that has my bunny, there's a big basket on my kitchen island. It's tiered with some risers and like wooden beaded cake plates and whatnot, with a huge basket behind it. These are the pink flowers. These were from Michael's. They're so pretty. I bought them last year, in fact, and I think they had them this year. I think I passed by and went, oh, those are the same pink flowers again. They're like I don't know if they're supposed to be I think they're supposed to be ranunculus, maybe. But these are great because they have the little green in the center. So we're probably going to use some of those. And then, as I'm rattling on here, these were from Michael's probably 4 or 5 years ago. And you can see like there's a piece off of this one. Personal stash, you guys. So I'm sorry I'm using a lot of personal stash. All I can say is, as I make it, and if you watch this on replay again and you want to do this type of a design, just find stems in your local stores, or if you have wholesale, that are similar in shape and size. And then you can choose your colors. So, but I'm doing my own today, so I've got to get my house ready because I'm supposed to be on that tour, on that design page. So, these are all accents. I'm going to put the accents over here. So they're going to come, oh, and I might use some of these. These were Hobby Lobby, which they don't sell them anymore. I have a stash of these. So anyway, we'll see what I use. May use them all, may not, but as usual, I bring a huge pile to the table and see where we end up with it. So we're going to start with these guys. Look at these. These are so pretty, you guys. Okay, these are wholesale. These are not, you can't find these in Hobby Lobby and whatnot. They're beautiful, and the stems are wrapped. They make them look like real wood, if you can see that. They're super pretty, and you don't need, like I brought 3 to the table, and I probably won't need all 3, but look at these. These are great. So I told you that I'm gonna be checking out my sources to try to bring some of these things to you. Michael's is great and everything, and Hobby Lobby, but it's nice now and then to have some really nice stems, okay? And what's great about these, you can do an arrangement like this and make it look like $1,000,000 just putting a couple stems that are high end. These are high end. So then mix it with the other that are economical, right? But you get that look from a few of these. So I'm going to be on the hunt for some stems like these. And these are spring. They have them in summer too. Okay, this is missing a bloom. So let's just try those two, because I don't think we need 3. But these were, yeah, in my stash out in my shed. So I mean, I try to be careful when I store, but not always. So, but I like it. It's like, even if you look, if they have boutiques where you live or whatever, and you see the really good stems, sometimes it is nice just to buy a few of them. And I'll also look on Amazon and see if I can find some really cool ones like this on Amazon, because they are amazing. They really hold their shape and they just look real. Hi Rita. Hi Alicia. Yeah, is Pam, where is Pam? She said she got her taxes done and everything. I'm so jealous. Oh my gosh. Okay, so with these, I'm not gonna pick them, I'm just gonna push them into the foam. But look at these, and what I like, look at you could just use a few of these. Look at these in this can. Oh my gosh, beautiful. In fact, okay, so we didn't get snow on the valley floor. We'll see if we get it tonight. Tomorrow's gonna be like 32 degrees here. We got a little sunshine breaking through right now, but the trees are starting to bloom because we get these bursts of sunshine, and we have all kinds of flowering pear up and down the street I live on. I'm like, I want so bad. They look similar to this. This is probably what this is supposed to be. But I want it so bad just to go cut a few branches. I may cut some out of mine in the front yard and just put them on my kitchen island when I decorate. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so pretty. Does anyone else drive down the street and look at trees and branches and go, oh, I want some of those? I'm addicted, you guys. I admit it openly and freely. Okay. So I am just going to go ahead and put this, I'm going to make this one toward the back, I think. So don't let this handle throw you off at all. Look at how loud that is. Don't let the handle throw you off. Just work on either side of it. You won't even notice it. I mean, it's beautiful. It's in there, right? But it shouldn't mess with your design. Just go on either side. So there's a little space in the middle. It's not going to matter. So we're going to do 2. And I think I'm going to take some of these and just bend them out a little more, because I want this to be dramatic. I almost hit my ceiling fan. So I'll make this one go a little bit further forward. And I got to see how they're going to intertwine. And they're not super stable right now, but once I get everything else in, it'll really hold them up. You see, they want to kind of sway out a little bit. But look at just 2 stems in there. I know it's huge, it's big and crazy, but this is going to be a big and crazy arrangement. So, and really, before the stems, if I was just going to do a bunch of these, I would probably find a way to zip tie them to the handle and maybe add a little moss to hold them up. So if you want more of that branchy look, you guys just go ahead and do that. Tie them, zip tie them to your handle, and then add a little bit of moss or something to cover it up. Okay, so we got that. Stay. The next thing I want to add, I'm looking for my height. So these are all my longer stems. I love this lime green color. I wish Michaels had brought these back. These were Michaels. So, and they kind of droop a little bit, which I like. They're so pretty. Oh my goodness. These are so nice. So let's get a few of these in. Where's some cutters? So again, to measure, I don't even know. Let me get rid of the stemming machine because we're not going to be using it. Okay, so if we're going to measure, I'm going to pull this toward the counter or the end of the table. So figure out where you want them to land, okay? So how can I do this so you can see it? Let's go sideways. So I'm going to figure out where I want these to land in the arrangement. This is going to be the tallest, of course. These are going to come down lower now. So all I do is measure it to the table. And I know that my foam is a little further up. So wherever my foam level is, which is right about here, that's where I'm going to cut this. So if you're wondering, a lot of people ask, that's one of the most common questions, how do you know where to cut the stems? That's how I measure. Most of the time when you guys see me building, I'm just eyeing it. I don't have to hold it up anymore. I'm so used to doing this. So these are tough, which is good. Very tough stem. Good stem to save. If you haven't watched my other videos, I talk about saving the stems because you never know when you're going to have to lengthen something. This is very thin, very, very strong. I can barely bend it. So this is a good stem to save. That way if I ever have to lengthen anything, and it's green. I like that. Okay, so we're going to start in the back because I want these to drape a little bit. Gotta find the phone. So just a little bit, and then I'm going to just pull them over the watering can a little bit. Right like that. And like I said, we're not going to use a ton of everything, just enough. Just enough. But I want to keep this a little bit airy, but oh my gosh, that is a really good stem. I think I said this on the last watering can one. We built on top of it if you didn't see the previous one. But I really want to go, I have a source for these and go buy about a dozen and do an in-person class because this is such a yummy project, especially for Mother's Day coming up. I think it'd be a great project, make and take workshop that you could treat your mom to, you know, or the mom in your life, or someone, a friend that you know is a new mom that needs an afternoon out. I think it'd be fun. It would be fun to even do a virtual one on this. It's a little big to ship, but we could do it. So we'll see. I may be heading to Napa soon. Napa, Sonoma. There's a really great guy that sells European antiques there, and he's wonderful. He does all the big shows in California. But he goes to Hungary every year and brings back, I think he goes at least once, if not twice, and he brings back containers of these vintage European antiques. Okay, so there's two, and we have one more, so I am going to put one toward the front. And I had borrowed a piece of this sometime in my life, so I'll just cut that off. And then we'll make this maybe a little longer. I want this to hang over the front a little bit. Okay, let's rock it. Let's rock it. There we go. Save that. It's already looking cute, you guys. Just a few greens. Oh my gosh, so easy. So I'm going to bring this around the front. It keeps kind of getting tangled on everything else, but and then we'll bring it, we'll split it. And what I'll do, what you can do, I'm going to bring this more, is I'm going to push some of these underneath the handle to the other side. So that's how you split the middle. If you're doing just one in the front, put some of the stems on one side and some of the stems on the other side. And then you get both of them covered. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We'll bend this one down a little, and maybe this one over the front. So they're a little droopy here and there. We want it kind of look like it's just falling. Kind of like that. So fun. I love doing these. These are great. Okay, so next I want to do some of these guys. This has a little bit different green. It's kind of nice. Gives us a little contrast. Yeah, these were Michael's too. These were I think 2 years ago or so. But you know, what I'll do is I buy for the business, but then I'll buy for myself and put them away. This is really tight cutters. Another pair. Okay. Anyway, so these are in my personal stash. You gotta have a personal stash, you know. Although most people are like, wow, you have all kinds of stuff you can use in your house all the time. No, I gotta keep an inventory, so I wish it was that easy and that I could just, you know, grab what I want and go, but play heck later when I gotta do taxes and I gotta do a count, so gotta keep track of what the business owns. Okay, so there's one little piece of that, but isn't that pretty? So it's looking like a wildflower arrangement just started growing in this. And let's do one a little shorter on this side. So much fun. I love these. I love doing these kind of arrangements. Okay, and so what I'm going to do with this one here is, see how this is kind of bending forward? I'm going to push it back toward the handle. See how it's drooping? This stem is going to help support it. And this is what I was talking. Don't worry if they start. If you're using just a few of those, zip tie it to the handle, camouflage it with some moss. If not, what I'm going to do is use these stems to try to start pushing them back. This is a super strong stem, so it shouldn't be a problem. Just kind of find my foam. Bring it a little closer. It's going to get harder when this foam gets full. I'm just going to push it on in. Right like that. And then it just starts supporting this piece here. The more I put in, the more it'll go back. Oh, I love this stuff. This is really good greenery. Okay, so let's put a little shorter piece toward the back. And I'm going to kind of go right in between. I'm going to go right here on one side of the handle. Go straight down. And then, again, I've got this big bunch right here, right? I'm going to push some through the handle. So don't be afraid to kind of manipulate your stems to go on both sides of the handle. That's the biggest thing that hoses people up with watering cans is, what do I do? It's like you've got that handle splitting it. No, don't let it bug you. Just push your stems on either side. See, right like that. See how they're on both sides now? I just pushed them under the handle. It's not a big deal. Okay, we have one more piece and I need one in front. So let's get that going. And I'm probably going to make this one a little longer than the back one. So, and this is still leaning a bit, but it'll get better as we go. I don't stress out about the placement of everything until I get everything in, because then everything's going to shift as you add, especially when I'm reaching my hand down into this can to make sure I get it all the way in the foam. But I don't worry about it because as we add layer by layer, it's going to hold everything up in the middle. And then I can rearrange once we're all done. Okay, so this guy, this little guy, is going to go right in here. Let me see where that foam is. It's evading me right now. I went too far back. There we go. And once I get my base flowers, some of the flowers that I put at the very end, they'll just sit in. They won't even go all the way down to the foam, and it's fine. So it doesn't really need it to be that secure, so everything will hold everything up. And I'm just drooping some of these a little bit. So there's that. There's that side. This is still drooping, but again, it will come up toward the end. We've got a lot more to put in. Okay, so next, this is such a fun design. This is really fun. Little to very little to no effort too. I'm going to put some of these in because I want these guys to drape over the side big time. I want it to look like you went out in the garden, you gathered a bunch of fresh flowers and greens and just shoved them in here in some water. So this is a great one. They still sell these at Michael's, by the way. They are so pretty, and they've got the movement, they got the drape, and I love the stem is brown, okay? So they have a pretty realistic look. So we're just going to drape some of these in. And I'm going to see if I can hit some foam with this, because I don't want these shifting too much. Yes, found some foam. So once I find the foam, and here it is hanging out the front, we're going to use the lip of this can right here, and I'm going to grab the stem right at the lip. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, and then I'm going to push it. I'm going to hold it and use that lip to bend it over so that it doesn't drip, it drapes right where I want it. So that's draping nicely, and then I can kind of mess with this other one. And this one is sticking up. I love it when they have all the different little branches coming off because it just looks natural. Look at that. So it's falling out of the can. It's a perfect look. Here's another one, so let me do this other side. we have 3, so I'm going to have 1 on each side of the handle, 1 coming out the front. This one's kind of long. You can tell I've used these before, they're all bent up. Sometimes I just bend them and stick them in a can. Let me cut this one a little bit. Okay, so let me get this on this side. And let's bend some of these over and keep some of them a little taller, because we don't want everything draping the same way, because maybe some of these are growing straight up. So let me see what I can use to support this a little bit. Like that. And this is where you start weaving your different vines and stuff around each other. So this one I put in before is kind of holding it up. But see how you have some of the blossoms up, some of them down. It's a good look, because you don't want everything exactly the same. This is a wildflower arrangement. Okay, and we have one more. There he is. So I want this one coming out the front. Let's get that going. This one may just hang out in there without being in the foam. Let's see what we do. I am going to cut it a little bit though, it's super long. Okay, so which side did I put? Okay, so up front here, this little stem I put to the right, or this side of the can, or the handle. So this I'll put on the other side. So we're not always introducing them on the same side and getting it too stuffed over there, even though we push it under the handle. But we'll come over here on this side on this one. And let's see if I can get that in the foam. Don't know if it's going to go. It's getting pretty crowded down there. Oh, I have contact. Do I have contact? This is a little bit more of a sloppy stem, I'd say. It's not super stiff, so we may just have to push this in and let it be. Okay, I'm going to get my hand down in there. See if I can get it to go in. Come on. Just gotta find some foam. There we go. I just wanted it a little bit, just enough. Okay, so it looks pretty wild out the front there, but I'm going to bend this one a little bit. We don't need all this hanging that far up. I want it to come down more. Maybe one over this way. And we're going to kind of yank on that a little bit. Bring that to that side. Make it a little wild here. Right like that. So it's just coming crazy out of the front. This guy's still leaning. Don't stress out about that. We got more to do. Okay. So next... Oh, did I not bring that in here? I didn't. So I was doing some stuff before. I grabbed the fern. I don't know if we're not gonna put fern in this, because I know I've been a little crazy with fern lately. But I wanted to tell you, Michael's went 50% off today, you guys. If you didn't know it, you don't follow Michael's. I get emails daily from them. But their fern went 50, all the spring. Pretty much all the spring stems and bushes and everything went 50% off. You can order it online. So if you need any of that fern, go back to my post where I put direct links, or any other fillers you might need out of spring in the green. So, because yeah, I'm like, what a deal. What a deal. Seriously. Okay. So I think I want to add a little dark. Let me add some of these first. Let me think on that. So these are pretty. So these are kind of similar to this, but I like that they have a little bit of a pink tinge. And I like the big leaves. So we're going to put a few of these in. Let's do this first. These are all going to help support those tall stems. Big sturdy branches. And I like that they have several different stems on them. So let's go in the front here by this. Even though I know you can't see what I'm doing, I will turn it around when I'm done. just need a few clicks of it in that foam, knowing that I got it to do its thing. So, and then we're going to hang these over a little bit. One I'm going to keep up, one I'm going to hang down a little bit. Just a bit. But isn't that nice? So we have all these different natural looking greens. I just love it. I have a little shorty that we may just put in at the end. So this is a good length. Let's get this in over here. That went right in. I like that. Oh, thank you. That was good. I love it when they cooperate. Okay, so now bend these up because everything is shifting. As I put my hand in the can and try to get everything pushed into that foam, everything is shifting a little bit, which is fine. So this one I'm going to bring straight down and up. So let me show you that. So I grab the side of the can and I bend this in a hard point down, but then the bloom is facing down. Blooms don't do that when they grow. We all know that. They kind of look up toward wherever the sun is, right? So once you bend it down, do an S curve, and at the bottom, bend it back up. So your bloom is pointing up, and you'll have a better view of it. It just looks a lot better. Right like that. There you go. Okay, let's see. I've got some words coming across the screen. So, Annie, thank you for the stars. Jamie loves it. I'm so glad, Jamie. Try it. I'm telling you, try this. Now, for me, when I do an arrangement, I personally would not put two circular pom-pom type flowers in the same. Yeah, and it's all what you like. I like it to look like a big wild arrangement. So, and I have other elements going in. So yeah, you gotta do what you like. I like a lot of variety. I like it to look like I went out and picked a whole bunch of stuff. So if you like it simpler with just one pom-pom, yeah, and with all of my designs, make it your own, you guys. If you think, I don't like that, I would rather do all color. A lot of people like doing like the bright yellows and purples and summer. Like I could easily turn this into a summer arrangement, adding some sunflowers to it. So make it your own, make it your own. I like variety when I'm doing a wildflower arrangement, so let's see. Thanks, Sheila. Thanks. I'm glad you like it. Jamie loves it. Hi, Sheila. Thanks for jumping on and watching. Annie loves it. Salvador and Tabitha. Thanks, Tabitha. How much foam do you need at the bottom? Literally, I put a foam piece about this big. It doesn't even, really fill the whole bottom of it up. So it would probably shift a little, but it's okay. This is my personal one. If I was doing this to sell it, I would put this on top of a block of foam and I would draw around it. Not even draw, what I do, I either take scissors or my needle nose and I just make an indent all the way around the foam and I cut it slightly smaller than that, and then I know I can just wedge it in the bottom. I don't even need to put any type of a glue or an alien tape or anything. You wedge that sucker in good, it's not coming out. So that would be my suggestion with something like this. Now the hardest part is getting it under that handle. And if you have to just push and maybe some of it, breaks off or whatever, it's fine. But you want that length so that you can wedge it in the bottom. And I kind of did that with this. It's not quite that big, but the width it wasn't long enough, but it was wide enough to wedge. So it shouldn't move on me. But it's my own personal one, so I'm not worried about it. So, okay. So let's see. We need a few more of these. We need just a few more. Cut this down a little bit. So I'm bringing these in a little closer so that, again, they're going to be holding up my, I'm going to be holding up those top blooms there. Kind of method in my madness here. Oh, that one went in. Did it? It did. I have contact. So, on this one, there's two right here, but I want to bring one down. So keep one up, keep one down. I love a bunch of things draping out of this can. Just looks so pretty. So, so pretty. I think I just popped it. I did it. I popped it out of the phone. There we go. He's back in there now. But with every layer, these are starting to stand up straight now. Love it. Gotta bend them. I keep bending them every which way. But you see how they're, I mean, they're up there. These are pretty tall, but they're getting camouflaged now. And I love just having that little bit of height coming out of the top. Well, it's a lot of height coming out of the top. But you guys, look at, I mean, look how dramatic that makes that. So pretty. Can you see this? If you have a bench on your porch with a cute spring pillow, you just set it on the bench. Just so cute. I'll probably have this on my island in my kitchen. We'll see. It's pretty dusty. I guess I should have cleaned it first, but I'm not stuffy that way. I'm like, oh, it's fine. Okay, where do I need more of this? Got that. Got one there. Got one there. That might be enough. I don't want it completely symmetrical all the way around. Honestly, I really don't. Because I have other things to put. So let's put this aside. We might use some of this later. We might not. We'll see. Now I'm torn on the dark green. What do you guys think about this dark green? Should we put a few of these in just for some contrast, or keep it light, dreamy white and airy? What do you guys think? Darker green or keep it light? And I just saw your comment, Dee. I'm kind of liking it all white. I don't know. I don't even know if we need to put pink in here. I love pink in the springtime. But I'm thinking, man, just a little white, so some few bright white flowers will look really gorgeous. Maybe we'll do it both ways so we can see what it does. But for now, tell me, do I use this green? Hi, Angel. Angel, good job on that live. That wreath was like freaking out of the park. That was so pretty. So pretty. I love the tall white cherry blossom type blooms. Keep it light and airy. Deborah says light. Keep it light. So you guys thinking no on this, right? No? No on the dark? I think you're right. I think we keep it all light. I don't think we need this. I think it would drag it down and you'd go, it's losing that air that we're trying to get, that light and airy and springy look. This is just a little too dark. Even though I do use this in spring arrangements, I don't think we need it. I don't think we need it. So we'll put that back there. Okay, next we do have these we're going to put in. But I was looking at, I didn't bring the fern, but I brought some of these. It's kind of like a maidenhair fern. And I thought, you know, these would be kind of nice, but I don't want to break this apart and put little pieces. I want a chunk somewhere, like we have a fern growing out of this can. So when I do this type of arrangement, it's not about distributing it evenly. It's about it looking like I went to the nursery and I chose plants and I planted them like a planter, right? Kind of like we did similar on that little bird. So let's find a really good place for this guy to hang out. And I'm thinking we'll hang him out right here. So we're just going to put the whole fern in. He's not going to be picked in. He's literally going to just be sitting there. So we're going to just set him, and this is what I said, there'll be a lot supporting those tall branches. But look when you put it, a big piece of fern. Isn't that pretty? That's all you got to do, just stick one in. And let's see what else we got. I have this little one. This is a little different. This I've taken a bunch of pieces off of. So let me see. I think we need another one of those. This is not quite the same. It's a little different, but it's enough. And I did steal from it for another project, but there's enough that you won't even know once I put it in. So think of your scrap box. If you have a partial bush or something, like, look how sad that looks because it's been depleted, but it's okay. It'll be fine. In fact, here's a little piece that's breaking off. Let me fix that guy. Can't have that. Let me glue it. Gotta glue it. Flower surgery. But anyway, so just take a look at your scraps and your partial bushes. This is the perfect design for that because you can just stick that in and make it look like a wow, like something's growing there. All right, now let this do its thing here because it had a broken little piece. I don't even know if it'll glue all the way. I should have just stuck it in when I'm done. That was kind of silly, Kathy. But let's let it dry. I'm going to set it right there and leave it alone. See if there's any more comments. Yeah, Angel, ferns do make everything. Oh my gosh, they're amazing. Especially in a design like this. And this is like the non-design. This is like just shove a bunch of stuff in a can, right? You know, but there is some method to our madness, you know. especially in the order that you put these branches. It's hitting my GoPro up there, but it's getting better. It's like, I'm kind of liking the all white. I mean, we have a little pink tinge with these, but I'm liking the white, I'm just saying. Let's see if this is gluing properly. Oh, and I'm gonna do another ring, not a big one, like that wine barrel ring yesterday that's going crazy. Right now, I think that tutorial has, we're almost about to hit 1,800 views in one day. It's going crazy. But I want to do some smaller ones to show you it doesn't have to be massive like that. It's just such a fun project, those rings. I love them. But we're going to do some smaller ones. And what I want to show you, because, okay, those are not super slick. The wine barrel rings are a little bit oxidized, so there's a little friction on that ring that helps with your zip tie not slipping. But if you're doing these, so we're probably going to do some of these this week. If you're doing these little rings, they are very slippery, but I have a trick for you. So stay tuned this week. We're going to do these. And if you do these for weddings, for brides, or even just for decor, I will teach you a trick that'll keep it from slipping. Because we're not using foam, we're going to use zip ties, but they'll tend to want to just keep moving around the ring, and we don't want that. So I'll show you how to prevent that. So that's coming up this week. We've got all these fun little things we're going to do. Okay, so that is there, but now this one over here needs some help over here. So let's just shove one of these in over here. And of course it's filling up our can. So there's a little piece coming out over there. I love it, love it, love it. And then these I'll have to all bend around because they're going every which way. Seriously. But it's getting there. Okay, so next. The other thing I wanted to show you could do that's super cute, like if we have an area, let me look. Well, like let's say here, I'm just going to show you what I would do with this too. So we have where this fern is. If we push this down, we make a little area there. I grabbed some of this the dyed angel vine. Make yourself a little nest. If you want to go down that road. I don't know if I will or not. But just take a piece of it, like this. Make yourself a little nest. We're going to go round and round. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just going to push it in here and show you. But you can make a little nest like this, the outline of it. Stick it in between all the vines, like this. I know it's messy, and I like that it's kind of hanging out. Now, it looks like just a mess of vines, right? But wait, there's more. Let me find my other stuff. So you can either use a regular moss or this moss, and then you're going to just make a little, here's a good little block. You're going to make a little nest on that little ring of vine. So take your reindeer moss and then just push it right on in there like that. So now look at you guys, you have a little nest. Then, I like just adding interest to these designs because, I mean, flowers are fun, but it's always fun to add a little something else. So I have these little eggs, which, by the way, when my Etsy and website get up, I have tons of these eggs, so I'll have these little eggs for sale if anybody needs little eggs for their design. But then we'll just glue a couple of these eggs. They're cute because they've got moss on them already. But just put a couple eggs in there, like there's a bird nesting, but the bird's not there right now. So I would just throw a couple eggs on. Maybe we'll do 3. I don't know. 3 is probably too many. But another idea there where you could make it a little bit whimsical and put a little nest in. So let's see. Thanks, Leanne. Thanks, Frenchie. Robin eggs, yes. Love the little robin eggs. So if anyone needs eggs, I'm hoping to get that site published this week. So they're inexpensive, but they sure do add something to arrangements like this, okay? So we've got that there. I don't want to glue this in because I may not, I'm going to take this out, so don't go, but I don't know if I'm going to use this yet. Because of where I'm going to use this, it's going to be too much going on. But I wanted to show you that that's how you do that. And then if you get it in, you don't like it, just fluff it back up, right? Because nothing is forever. in this world. It's like we can just change it. So fluff it back up. It's like I never even did that. Or you can go buy a pre-made little nest at the store and put in. Just place it in. It's really fun. We could put a bird in there if we wanted. Do they even sell the little mushroom birds anymore? I remember those were big. I'm dating myself, but in the 80s and 90s, those were huge, the little mushroom birds. They were cute because they were little and they were very lightweight, so it was very easy to put them in something like that. Okay, so let's try just white first. And so we're just going to cut some of these off and place them. Now we could do some whole bunches here and there. That would even look cute. Might be a little much, so let's just do a few stems at a time. Just a few. We don't want to go too crazy, but I also don't want to do one all the way around here and there. We're not making this like a 1995 flower arrangement. We're going to do groups. Like we planted some of these little guys and they're just coming up here and there in the watering can. Does that make sense? So I don't want them placed evenly around like we're doing a regular arrangement. So this first little group, let's put right here. And these are all just sitting in. We're not going to secure these into the foam because we're not going to be able to reach down into that foam. But I love, look at that. Look at that, you guys, when you just see a little group of those. These are Michael's and 50% off again, you guys. These were normally 10, so these are $5 now for the whole bunch. That's pretty good. There's a lot of blooms on here. And these are so pretty. I love how floppy they are. They're amazing. So let's put these together. Let's find another place for some. Gosh, I love those little guys. Those are so pretty. I want some in the front here. And we're going to make these lower. We're going to have these hug. It almost looks like a hydrangea, but see how those are hugging right there in the front, right down in the can. Let me grab another little bunch of these because I need a few more. So that's 2 I got to keep track of for my inventory. Stealing from my business now. Anybody else steal from their business for your house? Like, oh my goodness. But I'm doing a tutorial, so I should be able to somehow, you know, I don't know, I'll ask my accountant. It's like, how does that work? If I did a tutorial on it, it was like for the business, right? I know nothing about taxes and you know, I do my best, but I'm usually calling them and driving them crazy. Hey, if I do this, does that count? Okay, a little buds. So there's another little bunch. See how cute when you turn them? There's little bunches here and there. Much better than one flower here, one flower there, one flower. Try little groups of your blooms, and it looks really, really cute. And see how everything is standing up now? Look at that, you guys. So cute. If I go all the way around, gosh, you guys, I don't know. Do we need anything else than that? What do you think? Everybody comment. I mean, that is a wild, I'm looking at it on my iPad now because it's hard for me to see it up close like this. Angel, it's called use taxes. I'm sure he's going to tell me that next week and go, Kathy, come on. I'm like, I usually just Bob handles a lot of the business. I'm like, here's my receipts, here's my invoices, here's this. Help me figure it out. Annie says it's perfect. She thinks it's Frenchie, beautiful just the way it is. It's gorgeous. A bird on the branches. A bird on the branches would be adorable. And even if we took this moss, what did I do with it? I threw it under here. I think it would be adorable to take some of this moss and just lightly glue some here and there hanging off of this to make it look real. And then, you guys, we could also stick some, remember the one tutorial I did of the little beaded ring where you just stick a little moss here and there? And I'll probably do that on this because I think it just brightens it up. Just stick a little moss. Just a little bit, like on this handle back here would be cute. You know, make it look like it's really growing in the can. Did anybody end up picking up any reindeer moss and try it out? Because this stuff is like fabulous. Fabulous. So I'm recessing it a little bit, but I think it's cute. And then I'm going to put some right here on the front of the can. So see, I just put a little tiny dot right there on the can and just push some in the flowers here and there. I might go and put a little bit more. I don't want to really glue it to the branches though, but if it's just going to be in my house, it'd probably be okay. But I could just like stick it next to a flower and wind it a little bit. Because these I use every year, and who knows what I'll use it for next year. I mean, I could buy new stems, but I'm like, I've used these for so long, I love them. So, but look at that. You can literally just push it and then just wind this around a little bit, and it'll hold it in place, and it makes it look even more real, right? Maybe a little piece back there. Fun stuff. Love that mess. Yeah, I think if we keep going, we'll overdo it. Don't you guys agree? Like, quit while you're ahead. What did I say? We're gonna go over the cliff. Don't go over the cliff. You know, I gotta keep myself in check because you can definitely go over the cliff on arrangements. We don't need it. You know, we really don't need any more of this. It looks good, kind of airy and wild. It got a little bit dense, but we need a little bit of that density to hold up those big branches. So what do you think? Let me turn it around. We'll keep shifting. And it's not completely symmetrical. Like it goes in, it comes out. It's not like a round ball on this can. But so if you see these in vintage stores, now you know how you can make them look like $1 million. And it doesn't take much. Just saying. Let's see. I just lost that piece of moss, but I want to get some branches over on this side a little bit. It seems like they're all coming to that side that I'm showing you right now. So, what do you guys think? Something you would do? How much fun is that, right? I'm watching it on the screen because it's a little delayed. Let's see, this is a little bit too far forward. So we'll go up with that. Dee says, I love it. Yeah, Annie, I'm in search for those. So, Tanya, thank you. Thanks for watching. Lisa, this, so I live in California. I don't know where you live, Lisa. But there's a guy, in fact, let me see if I can tag his page because he's on all the socials. I just know his name's Chris. What is Chris's company name? He goes to Hungary every year and brings back containers of European antiques. And this is one of the specialties. He brings these back and all kinds of different galvanized antiques. And so I go in, when I had my booth at Trends, I had them in there all the time. I would do up these big cans. They're not cheap, I'll tell you that. And I don't know, I may end up with some of these on my Etsy made up because they're amazing, but I don't know how much it would be to ship something this big. But if I did, I would probably take the big stems out and say place those at the end. But anyway, so he sells these cans, so I will see if I can find the link. What is the name? I can't think of the name of his company right now, but I'll find it. I'll find it when I get off. I'm just used to saying Chris because he's such a nice guy. But if you're in California, he has a warehouse in Napa, and you can go shop his warehouse. And I have some pictures of a shopping trip I took there a couple years ago. Maybe I'll post some of the pictures of his warehouse in the comments when I get off because you guys would go, oh my gosh, I've got to go there. It would be the best field trip. If everybody lived here, I'd say, come on girls, let's go. Because it is amazing. It is so yummy. He sells like the big dough bowls, and these are the real ones. These come from Europe. The dough bowls, the bread boards, the demijohns, the big huge demijohns, I mean huge ones, all the yummy stuff. It's amazing. I love it. It's my favorite kind of decor, so. Alright guys, well that's it. What do you guys think? So that's today's tutorial. I'm going to head back into doing some rings and stuff for you so you can see the smaller ones. And of course my porch. And so tomorrow I think we'll do a little ring, and then if you want to hang out while I finish the garland, I still haven't finished. Oh my gosh. I get sidetracked doing all these, but it's so much fun. So if you guys make a can up, send me a picture. Or just post it in comments. But think about even the new ones. Oh, okay, you guys. So if you find a new shiny can, like a lot of the craft stores have them, I'm trying to think, even some of the hardware stores sell the galvanized watering cans, but they're shiny and new, right? Just, you know, get yourself a mask, get yourself some rubber gloves, and go outside where you don't, you know, mind, you know, on the side of your house, whatever, and easy off them. Spray them with easy off, let them sit for a little bit, hose them off. They will be tarnished like this. So that's my little trick for watering cans if you want them tarnished. But they're also cute if you paint them a cute spring color and do this. Like, they have those really cool Kelly green colors, and you could do a soft yellow, whatever. But if you want to just tarnish one of those cans, Easy Off does a really good work. Really, really good work on it. I'm glad, Kathy. I'm glad you're... Oh, and the feed stores, yes, that's a great place to look for those. I love that. So I'll find a source for all this stuff, and I'll post it. But you know, if we can save a few bucks and make things look amazing, you know, without buying something high end. This is a little higher, but look at that look. I mean, look at that look, you guys. It's just certain things like this. I'll do that. Oh, he also sells. Oh, you want to see what else he sells? Okay, can you wait a second? I'll run in the other room and get it because I only have one left. But he sells these rakes that are amazing. But I want to show you because they're awesome. This would make a good workshop too. So let me go grab it real quick. Bear with me. I'll come say hi. Do a cameo. All right, guys. Look at these. Aren't these awesome? Are you guys still on? Hopefully I didn't lose anyone. But look at these. He sells these. I don't want to hit my... but it's a long wooden pole. It's got the rusty bands of metal. And I did one of these up probably 4 or 5 years ago for fall. It was amazing. I sold a bunch of them in Trends. But I may do this up for spring too and put it on my porch. But I love these. These are so cool. So cool. Pam, we should make a trip to Napa. I'll swing by Auburn and pick you up and we'll go see Chris. Oh my gosh. I love his stuff. So pretty. But he has the dough bowls. He has all kinds of things in there. Sheila, I know, right? It's like swoon. Big time swoon. But can you see his theme with these cans and this, and the demijohns are beautiful. I mean, some of them are like, they're like massive. It's like sit on the floor in the corner of your kitchen. The breadboards, some of them are huge, long and slender. I mean, and they're vintage. They're from Europe. They're not these reproductions that you see in all of the stores. They're the real deal. And the breadboards, the patina on them, because they've been used for years and years and years. They're amazing. So, anyway. Sheila, it's not, I should send you a picture now. There's nothing on my porch right now. I haven't done anything to it. But my porch is really small. It's very tiny. I have maybe 10 inches on either side of the door. It's so tiny, and that's my struggle is, what do I do with it? You know, I want to do so much, but, you know, one day maybe I'll get a wraparound porch. I'd have such a ball with a wraparound porch. In fact, we drive around because Bob does real estate for a living now, and there'll be a house that comes on the market with a wraparound. I go, can we just go look at it? Maybe I can ask the owner if I can use their porch to shoot some pictures of my stuff, and I'll decorate it and take some pictures and then take it away. I need a porch to decorate. Anyway, love it. So, I'm going to get off here, and maybe I will. Maybe we'll do an arrangement on this because these are super easy to decorate, and they're fantastic when you get them done. But, and I think that's what I like. I mean, I love doing the wreaths and all this, but like I say, these novelty containers, novelty items, think outside the vase. I always say that. Think outside the vase. What can you build flowers on that's not a traditional vase? Because that's where you're going to really love designing. It's my jam, as I say. It's my jam. My peanut butter and jam. Anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to get off here, and I got to go work on the computer again. I hate that part of the business. But I've got to get... I'm toggling between Etsy and my website because I still have my website. It's just turned off right now. I know a lot of you have tried to click on it and go, it doesn't work. It doesn't. I have it unpublished right now. So I'm trying to decide, do I just... And my Etsy, I actually built in 2019 and never used it. I have never used my Etsy. People always say, oh, no sales, and she started in 2019. Yeah, because I had my own website. But I'm trying to decide which to do. And then I'm trying, for anyone that sells online, it's like I use ShipStation on my personal. Is there something better for shipping rates? Because I started plugging in a few things today, and I was like, oh my gosh, the shipping is through the roof. I have several people that want the big wheelbarrow. And I've got two, the one in all the colorful ones and the green one. But shipping is going to be over $100 just for that wheelbarrow. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that is crazy. But it's huge. That sucker is like 3-4 feet long and 3 feet tall. So it's big. So anyway, let's see. I see someone talking. Pirate ship. Really? Okay. Now, Angel, can you hook pirate ship up to your Etsy? Look at it. I'm going to say, let me pick your brain. Yeah, it has. It's gone. And Sheila says pirate ship. Yes, shipping is really high now. So and like Etsy, when I went into Etsy and I was reviewing everything I had done a few years ago, they really pushed for free shipping to get you more visible. So I'm like, well, I could just throw another $100 onto the wheelbarrow, I guess. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, that's going to be ridiculous. So, and even the huge wine barrel ring. I have several people that want that. And I'm like, I don't know. So, yes, both. So I could put it on my Etsy. Is that what you're saying, Angel? It's like, oh my gosh, I have a net in here. So I'll check out Pirate Ship. So are you familiar with ShipStation? So Pirate Ship is better, huh? That's good to know. I like it. So I'm going to work on that tonight. It's early enough where I can spend a few hours because I have all these Easter designs I need to get loaded up so we can get them sold. And Shopify. Yeah, my website was built on Shopify, but I need to update it, and that's what I'm slowly working on because it's 4 years old, and to me it looks, you know, when you start out, you try, but it looks funky. I'm like, okay, I need new pictures, I need new everything, so I'm working on it. I need someone to do this for me. Who can I hire? Anyway. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening and suggesting that. So, and I love Shopify. It's like Shopify's great. So, Shopify or Etsy, that's my biggest thing right now. Maybe I'll do both. I think one of you were saying you did both. So, anyway, I'm just kind of frustrated. So, what do I do? Oh, this is funny. I'll stand back, but I've got all these little black feathers. It was from Halloween because I did boas all over in my Halloween decor. I'm like, oh, there's pieces of boa on this still. Anyway. Okay, guys, I'll let you go. Thanks for listening to me gab, and I'll see if I can post a couple pics of, check these comments, and I'll post a couple pics of Chris's warehouse because you guys will drool. It is like ridiculous. It's so much fun. But field trip, if anyone's in California want to go, I'm ready. I want to go. Pam, Alicia, I'm just saying, we could go get some more cans. So, all right, guys, I will see you tomorrow. We'll go live tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. This morning I could not get going that early. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to take a break. So maybe we'll do in the morning tomorrow. No, let's do in the afternoon tomorrow because I have some things I'm trying to get that dough bowl buttoned down. If that's the case, I can tell you guys. But if I'm early, I'm going to be saying I don't know yet. So we'll see. Later, yeah. So we'll do later. All right. You have a good night too, Dee. Dee, I hope you're feeling better too. That's a bummer. It's not good not feeling good. Okay, here comes my rake in front of the as I walk over to turn this off. All right. Well, happy Sunday. You guys have a good evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do afternoon tomorrow so I can get some more stuff done. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.